Galaxy season is almost over. Some will be happy about that, and some of you can't get enough of it. But anyway, before it ends, I want to introduce you to 6 galaxies that I shot this season. But not just their names and distances and show you nice pictures, but I want to tell you their stories, their secrets, and what makes each one of them genuinely worth putting your telescope at it. So, 6 galaxies, up and personal. Hey, this is View into Space. I'm Sascha from Switzerland. So grüezi miteinander and thanks for watching my channel. And let's start right with the first one, M104, the Sombrero Galaxy. It's an edge-on spiral galaxy in the constellation Virgo, about 28 million light years away. And quite honestly, about all these galaxies, this is the thing that just makes my brain explode. 28 million light years. That's crazy. And we can capture this light in our scope. And that makes a little bit the nebulosities that we shoot the rest of the year a little bit fade away, because that's right in our neighborhood of our own galaxy. But 28 million light years? It's even hard to imagine. So the Sombrero Galaxy has a magnitude of 8.0 and is one of the brightest galaxies actually in our sky. And definitely one of the most recognizable shapes of all the deep sky objects. And that serene, elegant galaxy hides something extremely powerful in its core. And that's a supermassive black hole with a mass of 1 billion suns. 1 billion. It's just another absolute insane number. And that makes it one of the largest supermassive black holes in the near vicinity. And so what looks as an innocent hat is actually held together by something unimaginably violent. And the Sombrero Galaxy is also a special case as it defies any classification. Astronomers cannot agree if it is a spiral or an elliptical galaxy. It shows property of both. And so it is technically classified as an SA spiral galaxy, but the enormous central bulge and the massive halo of a globular cluster looks much more like a giant elliptical galaxy. So it is genuinely kind of a hybrid, and that makes it scientifically very interesting. Another fun fact, it is one of the most obviously named objects in the Messier catalog. I think the moment astronomers saw it first, there was really no arguing what it should be called. And so it became the Sombrero Galaxy. And one astrophotography tip, the dust lane is really everything in this galaxy. And so here, longer focal length, if possible above 800 millimeter, really is rewarding. Then the lane splits nicely from the core and really reveals the inner structure of the galaxy. So if you have one of the huge tubes, use it here. So the next one I want to talk about is M81, Bode's Galaxy. It's a grand design spiral galaxy in Ursa Major, roughly 12 million light years away. It is one of the brightest and most visible galaxies in the Northern Hemisphere. And it's the anchor of one of the finest galaxy pairs in the sky. So let's start again with something mind-blowing. Right now, M81 is slowly destroying its neighborhood. The gravitational interaction between M81 and M82 is so strong that M81 pulling streams of material away from M82, triggering a violent starburst within it. So the two galaxies are essentially involved in a slow collision that has been playing on for hundreds of millions of years and is still happening today. M81 was also used to confirm a fundamental relationship in astrophysics, the connection between the galaxy's bulge size and the mass of the central black hole. M81's black hole weighs about 70 million solar masses, and it fits the relationship perfectly. It helped to improve this rule. A fun fact, M81 and M82 were discovered in exactly the same night, and it was 7074 by the same astronomer, Johann Bode, hence Bode's Galaxy. His note in his journal reads, "A nebula. Close to this one is a smaller one." He had no idea he just found two of the most studied galaxies in the universe. Last but not least, again, an astrophotography tip. A great way to portray them is to shoot them together in one picture. If you choose a focal length of around 500 millimeter or a little bit more, they feel comfortably within one frame. And then pairing actually tells then the story that none of these two galaxies can tell alone. The war in between, the slow collision that is going to happen. And with that as our third galaxy, I want to cover the one which is mentioned, M82, the Cigar Galaxy. Because also on its own, there's a lot to tell about. It is actually quite unusual, irregular. You could even say chaotic and definitely on fire. It's actually one of the most active star-forming galaxies in our region. And the starburst in the middle of M82 is producing new stars 10 times the rate than our whole Milky Way. Because our galaxy makes stars quite slowly and steadily. But M82 is on a frenzy. Supernovas are going off constantly, stellar winds are tearing through the galaxy, and the whole galaxy is kind of on fire. And this is all because of M81, who is pulling constantly on M82. Now, a little known fact is that these filaments of glowing red gas that you see are extending perpendicular to the disk. They stretch for over 10,000 light years into intergalactic space. They're actually driven by the superwind of the starburst, a massive outflow of gas and energy being blasted out of the galaxy in both directions. So what you actually see is the galaxy venting. And an additional little fun fact is that in 2014, a mysterious radio signal appeared in M82. Bright, repeating, and moving in ways a normal supernova cannot explain. And astronomers still don't know what caused it. It faded after a few months and nobody has a satisfying answer. Now, given how violent M82 is, I don't think it was ET. But then again, who knows? As an astrophotography tip, the red HA filaments are almost invisible in broadband data alone. So it really pays off with M82 to also use either a dual narrowband filter, or when you shoot mono, also use the HA filter to really bring out these red bands. Now, as the next one, I want to talk about M51, the Whirlpool Galaxy. It's an interacting pair of galaxies in Canes Venatici, 23 million light years away. It is one of the most photographed galaxies, and with good reason. It is one of the most visually perfect grand design spirals we can imagine. And so while you could say it is boring as it is photographed so much, personally I feel it's every time fascinating. You look at it in every aspect. Now let's start again with something mind-blowing. The companion galaxy, so the small one, NGC 5195, has already passed through M51's disk twice. Each passage sent a shockwave through its spiral arms, triggering new waves of star formation that are still rippling onwards today. What you see in the image is not just two galaxies sitting near each other. It is the aftermath of two collisions within hundreds of millions of years. M51 was, by the way, the first object outside of our Milky Way to have its spiral structure identified. In 1845, the Earl of Rosse sketched the spiral arms using a 72-inch telescope in Ireland, the largest telescope in the world at that time. He drew what he saw, and for the first time someone understood that some nebula had a spiral structure. So M81 changed the way we saw the universe. And as a fun fact, in 2005 a supernova appeared in M51, SN 2005 CS. And it was actually discovered by an amateur astronomer, so like you and me. It briefly became one of the brightest supernova visible in decades. And multiple amateurs actually captured it before even the professionals did. And let me give you an astrophotography tip. The bridge of material connecting the two galaxies is actually quite faint and easy to use in noise. So a higher integration time above 10 hours definitely helps to really push this bridge being fully visible. So when you process M51, always focus on the bridge. If you get the bridge right, you most likely get the whole object right. Next one, M64, the Black Eye Galaxy. It's a spiral galaxy in Coma Berenices, about 17 million light years away. Famous for its dark absorption band just around the nucleus. And that feature also gives it the name. M64 is actually rotating against itself. The inner disk of stars and gas are rotating in one direction, and the outer disk rotates in exactly the opposite direction. So two counter-rotating systems inside the same galaxy. That's quite unique. And nobody really understands why. It's one of the rather strange things within the nearer universe. Now, the counter-rotating outer disk is most certainly a remnant of another galaxy, which M64 probably consumed millions and billions of years ago. So you could say that what you actually see when you picture M64 is a galaxy which digests another one. And as a fun fact, M64 has actually two names, the Black Eye Galaxy and the Evil Eye Galaxy. Now they're very similar, and I think astronomers wanted to make sure that you really get the theme. And from an astrophotography point of view, the dust lane, which makes it so typical, really requires good seeing and a rather long focal length. So also here again, if you have one of the big tubes, use it, you will get the better result out of it. And as the last, not least galaxy, I wanted to cover a rather large and bright, no, not Andromeda. Andromeda is covered just really too much. So for once, Andromeda will not get its place on the center stage. No, I'm talking about M100. M100 is one of the largest and brightest spiral galaxies located in the Virgo cluster. It is a whopping 55 million light years away from here. A perfect face-on grand design spiral galaxy. The kind of galaxy actually that makes you remember why you got into this hobby. So let's start with a story that actually happened in 1993. So people like me would say that was really just not too long ago. So in 1993, the Hubble Space Telescope, which just received its correction so that it could see sharp, was pointed at M100 to measure the variable stars within it. Those measurements actually helped to pin down the Hubble constant, the rate at which the universe is expanding. So a galaxy that you can shoot from your backyard played a role in one of the most important measurements in the history of cosmology. M100 also hosted at least 5 recorded supernova, more than any other galaxy in the local universe. It is one of the most watched galaxies by amateur supernova hunters for exactly this reason. So there might be one going off right now while you watch this. So perhaps you shouldn't watch this. Anyway, let's continue. A little fun fact, M100 is surrounded by at least 4 confirmed companion dwarf galaxies, visible in very deep images. The galaxy you see is actually its dominant member of its own little galaxy group, quietly orbiting within the Virgo cluster. Now, from an astrophotography point of view, being face on with a galaxy which is 55 million light years away means that the spiral arms have a relatively low surface brightness. So from that point of view, even if you don't usually need that much integration time with galaxies, do not underestimate it here and point long enough to this galaxy. So 6 galaxies, 6 stories. Each one is up there waiting for you to shoot it and to process it. And if you're looking for a good PixInsight workflow to easy process these galaxies, have a look at this video. See you next time, and clear skies.